Welcome back, everyone, or welcome newcomers. I'm Brian Guthrie, aka Guthron. New week, new database.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall.
Yep,
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
most likely.
Bring it on.
We're here dissertating like we do each week. Yes, it's a word. See? Well, guess it's time to get started. Cue lesson timer. This week we have to use the American History and Life with Full Text database. So let's go over to the school library. Then we'll click on databases. Once there, we're already on the A, so we just have to scroll down to find it. Somewhere. It's here, I promise. Ah, there it is. And here's our new database. Ah, the power of a new search tool.
Take it, Kronk. Feel the power.
Oh, I could feel it.
Thank you, Crunk. Okay, we'll use the same terms we have been. Combat drama and Civil War. Wow, not many results. Look, only 5. So let's look at each one. Well, all of these look promising. There's so few, I think I'll look at all 5. Especially this first one, Civil War Soldiers and Dreams of War by Dillon J. Carroll. Oh joy, we're back to Project Muse. So we start in on what became a massive rabbit trail. It all started with this guy, James Churchill, captain in the 11th Illinois Infantry. Him and his dreams. Let me explain. Well, actually, let's let him explain. I would have unnatural dreams that would terminate in a very disagreeable manner. For example, I would be in battle and charge to the mouth of a cannon, when it would fire and I would be blown to pieces. To quote the Star-Spangled Man with the plan, pretty intense. He would awake so violently as he was recovering in the hospital that he threw his leg out of position and the doctor had to reset it. Churchill's dreams resemble night terrors, a distinct diagnosis under the DSM-V. However, the content of his dreams and the specificity, coupled with the violent waking and the frequency, could indicate some other cause. Indeed, the descriptions of many Civil War soldiers' dreams resemble those of veterans from much more recent wars. In an attempt to find out more, we dove down into the source of Churchill's story. This one proved relatively easy to find the first time around, but since has proven more challenging. Good thing I downloaded it. Jumping ahead to the quote, a nurse was giving him morphine for his physical injury, as prescribed, but look at this. Churchill says he would ask for extra when he would get restive and nervous and twist about a great deal, using the substance to escape the feelings, apparently more than just the physical ones. Returning to the original document, look at this tidbit, analyzing the dreams of Americans in the Civil War era. Time to check out Jonathan White's Midnight in America, Darkness, Sleep, and Dreams During the Civil War. This book proved to be the ultimate rabbit trail. One we're still exploring the depths of. However, note what the original document's author, Dillon Carroll, points out. White is reluctant to compare Civil War veterans to those of more modern wars, and, like Carroll says, that is something to consider. Warfare has changed a lot, so has our understanding of what war does to people. Looking backwards requires caution, as we don't want to project modern interpretations that could change how certain things are perceived or even reported. However, that does not mean we can't analyze the dreams using modern knowledge and new approaches. Thank you, Thomas Kuhn. As Carroll points out, examining evidence to determine what it might mean is what historians do, and one signature symptom of combat trauma, or PTSD as we now refer to it, is unwanted and intrusive dreams of a traumatic event. Churchill's dreams may have varied from his actual battle wound, but imagine what he saw in battle before being injured, bedridden, and forced to confront everything as he lay healing. What emotions are his dreams conveying? Fear, foreboding, loss of control, horror, guilt, anger? By focusing on the emotions of a dream, one is able to understand a dream better, and that is something those looking backward can do. Let's dive into Midnight in America briefly. Here we read of Congressman Alfred Ely, captured after the first Bull Run and held prisoner for 6 months. His dreams of a Confederate officer stealing his wife cause him to cry out and wake his fellow prisoners. They would laugh at him, describing him later as disturbed and that he cried like a child. The fact that his cellmates could hear him enough to wake up and see him gesticulating in his sleep before waking himself shows these were not your normal nightmares. But look at their reaction. They belittled him and compared him to a child. This is the culture in which those who experience trauma face ridicule and shaming. The stigma of mental health issues is not just a recent trend. In fact, this historian Dillon's dissertation will include a healthy examination of how the American antebellum culture was such that people who were neurodivergent or who faced mental challenges, including those resulting from trauma, were less likely to talk about it, let alone write about it, for fear of being ostracized and stigmatized. Why do you think so many veterans of this war ended up in insane asylums? America didn't want to see the results they could not understand. Real injuries of battle were glorified, and still are today, and they received support from the nation, albeit eventually. It took a lot longer for America to face this darker skeleton in her closet. I think that's enough for this week's discussion. We've looked at only a few examples so far. Both of these documents are filled with dozens of them. We'll just have to keep looking. See you next time. On to the credits.